All right, well, I first wanted to thank you guys for joining my email list, and I've just sent you the password for the free book. The way that you go and get it is you go to memorizingpharm.com/free book codes, and then you click on this, Memorizing Pharmacology, a Relaxed Approach, second edition. And what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to send these free codes out every other week. Or something like that. And what I'm going to ask you to do is, if you do take a code, please do take the time to review it. It really does make a huge difference. So even if you don't have the time to do a written review, if you can just put, oh, this was 5 stars, 4 stars, whatever you felt it was, I really appreciate it. So again, to get to, if you're on the list, you've gotten the password in your email. Check your junk mail if you didn't get it. And then you just go to memorizingpharm.com/free book codes. Go to Memorizing Pharmacology Relaxed Approach second edition. And then you will get a screen that looks like, that looks like this. And then you put in the password there. Okay. If you want to look at any of the other books, it's going to give you something like this, where if you're not an Audible member, you can join Audible and get a free copy of any of those books that I've written. Okay, well, let me talk about what I actually wanted to talk about today, which is I'm updating the self-paced pharmacology course to add 140, it's actually a little bit more than that, 140 mnemonics and new quizzes. So I wanted to show you how that works. So you go to residency.teachable.com. One of the big things I do, the reason why we've got kind of pharmacology and residency on the same page, is one of the big things I do is I help students as they're moving on to residency. My undergraduate major is actually English, and I'm getting a second one in Mass Comm, but I'm really good at helping people with their papers and letters of intent and CVs to some extent, but that's why this is like this. So you go to self-paced pharmacology course with mobile quizzes and videos, and it'll take you to this page where you've got what is now the current self-paced pharmacology course. It has pharmacology basics, GI, musculoskeletal, respiratory, immune, neuropsych, cardio, and endocrine. And anytime you see, let me tell you a little bit about Teachable. If you see one of these little light bulbs, it means that there's a quiz associated with it. If you see this, it's just a video, no quizzes. And then, again, this one's a quiz. That one's a little bit more. So it works out to be like, this is just top 200. And then this is more of a classroom lecture. And then these are the original PowerPoints that kind of go with that classroom lecture. But I've had a lot of people ask me for more detailed mnemonics. And so what I've done is I've now added advanced mnemonics. So I've only put in the GI so far. There's 16 of them. And they take quite a while to go through. But what I wanted to show you is this should actually say free preview. You can now go on it without paying anything, and you can see the free preview. And what it'll do is you'll go into it, and it'll start right away like this.
Name 4 antacids and 4 side effects or interactions that concern you about antacids. Number 1, antacids.
Okay, so we'll pause it right there. And these are from the Memorizing Pharmacology Mnemonics book. And what people wanted was, well, I like hearing it, but is there a way I can see it? And yeah, it's in the book, but they wanted it all together. So what I've done is we've actually made it so that now it goes through the entire mnemonic, and then got a couple quiz questions here. I already did the quiz. So let's just look at the first question. Which of the following antacids have a laxative effect? We would look to the video and see that the laxative effect comes from magnesium hydroxide. So we go down here, see calcium carbonate, aluminum hydroxide. Oh, there's my answer, magnesium hydroxide. And then both aluminum hydroxide, calcium carbonate. We check. Yep, that's the correct answer. Then hit continue. Which of the following medications do antacid ions chelate with? So again, chelation is that binding of like a multivalent cation, so a +2 or +3 on the periodic table. So it's so important to have just a little bit of chemistry knowledge. And so we're looking for which medications those are, and we see, okay, ions, chelation with fluoroquinolones and tetracyclines. It's the I from acidic meals from the mnemonic. And so we see, okay, fluoroquinolones, tetracyclines, let's do a little check, and that one's correct. Okay, so that's the way that this addition works. And so what I've done is I've put in the first 18 for GI, so that you can kind of have this visual of it. And then it goes to H2RAs, gynecomastia side effects, proton pump inhibitor side effects. What are the triple peptic ulcer disease? What are the quad peptic ulcer disease therapies? Disulfiram reaction, prostaglandins, diarrhea versus anticholinergic side effects, cholinergic side effects, constipation, nausea, vomiting, and then inflammatory bowel disease, and then so forth. So again, what I'm trying to do is give a more robust pharmacology course for you, so that when you're practicing this, now you can go on your phone, watch the video, not just go to the next video, do a couple of quiz questions, and then go to the next video. So with these, I'll just put a couple quiz questions because the mnemonics do tend to stick a little bit better, and it just gives you a ton more knowledge as you're going into whether it's NABPLEX or NCLEX or whatever it is. So let me kind of go back to the beginning here. Okay. And so the way to check this out is to get to Self-Paced Pharmacology course from residency.teachable.com, and then go down to here where it's going to be a free preview eventually, or it's going to say that eventually. And you can just go to this antacid one and click on that, and then you can kind of see how it works, and kind of go from there. Again, if you're listening to the podcast, you always get half off of the price of the course. It's normally $95, but it's HALFOFF, all caps. If you put that code in, you can get half off. So again, please do join the email list. I will be sending out free audiobook codes every other week until I run out, but I have 1,000 codes to give out. So I'm going to kind of do this a little bit at a time, and we'll start with these first 50 codes for this Memorizing Pharm second edition. Hopefully this is something you guys will be looking forward to. But I do want to, again, get in better touch with you guys and have that connection.